doing that. And then I got our own tractor. I bought a second-hand tractor and the old steel wheels, and it was pretty bumpy. But anyway, we used to have we didn't have the, well, I used to work at night. We didn't have any electric light, of course. We had to have an old halogen lantern. I'd sit up in the front of the tractor. You know, the old halogen lantern,
the glass
kerosene ones, yeah. You just see your way around with that. It's a bit of a change from modern farming methods. They're all pretty primitive though. I remember I always thought there must be some easier way of farming than this without a cabin on the tractor. And see, nobody had cabins on their tractors in those days. They were all just out in the open. No wonder we didn't. You never seemed to get as much much damage with sunburn in those days as they do now. That's sort of why, but I think that ozone layer must be getting a bit weak, isn't it?
So that's about what, sort of late 1940s at that stage. You were here by yourself.
Yes, that's right.
And your mum's.
Then I met Shirley. When we met Shirley, that was in 1948.
Okay.
And
tell us
Jimmy was home here then, over home for harvest, and we decided we were going to go down to the lawn for a fortnight, but we thought we'd have a weekend in Melbourne first. This is when Auntie had her house down at in Brighton, and so we were staying there. And Mum was there too. Well, Auntie had died at that stage. She got cancer a couple of years before, I think. She died, and my Mum was still down there. But anyway, we went out to this chap called Dick Evans. You ever heard of him?
Dad's mentioned him a lot.
Anyway, he was friendly with a girl that worked as a nurse at St Ives in East Melbourne. Yeah. And we said we'd asked him if he could find us a couple of nice girls to go out for the night. And anyway, he contacted Shirley and Lois Pickering. Have you heard of Lois Pickering? Oh, yeah, my father was engaged to Lois, anyway, Shirley tells the story about how Shirley and Lois said, are these two boys tall? And she said, well, they're nice people, nice country lads, and all, yes, he was right. So anyway, they decided they'd come. So anyway, I always remember that night. That's one very, we always remember that. The jolly taxi man pulled up, and we bought him these posies. Anyway, I bought some flowers, and I saw Shirley, and I dropped the flowers, and I got so excited. And anyway, then I didn't have anything to pin them on with, and I had to get a taxi and get a pin from the taxi man. And anyway, I ordered a flat. But, so anyway, that sort of worked out all right. Then we decided that we wouldn't go. Well, we stayed over the weekend, and anyway, then after that we decided we wouldn't go to the lawn. We stayed on there all for the fortnight, and we were out with Shirley and Lois almost every night. And anyway, it was all pretty exciting, really. But so after a lot of humming and hawing, we talked Shirley and Lois into staying in Melbourne. See, they were on a trip around the world. They were going over to England, but anyway, there were half a dozen nurses in the group, and none of them got over the world anywhere else because they were all got tied up in Australia for different reasons. And Shirley and Lois went up to Mildura for a little while, and they worked up there, and then they came back and they worked in store for a while. And after that, that would be about nearly 12 months, I suppose, and then Shirley went back to New Zealand, and then we thought we might get married anyway. I had to go back to ask Shirley's father permission to ask Shirley, so anyway, it was more than a sort of half in Joe before I went over there, but I'll never forget old Pop's Llewellyn, how he was in the curl, you know, he stood up like a ramrod and had this little ziff, you know, the very little piece sort of stick to. I went up to him and asked him about it, and all hell, I was frightened. But anyway, it all ended quite happily. He wasn't so difficult. He was pretty kind underneath, but he just had that certain style about him. So anyway, we got engaged over there, and then we stayed there. I stayed there for about a fortnight or so, and Jimmy stayed here and looked after the harvest. And what then? Well, there we. What time was it? That must have been February. We got married the following October, wasn't it? And Jimmy and Mum and everybody came over there then. So that's not a bad effort for a few hours for now. So we didn't have I put it in now yet?
Yeah, that's good. That's great, Alex.